As these daggers start spinning in the air around her, she's just getting all sorts of cut up, and she's looking bloodied at the moment. Anything else? I believe that's everything you can do.
Yeah, I can't do any reaction or anything right now.
It is now on to her turn. She continues playing these pipes, and the rats just start coming up onto you, and they are now swarming up into this pile and starting to attack you.
Oh, is Mundy losing his mind?
Mundy's not
Now,
there. Oh, you're right. He's selling his vendor.
Yeah.
It also says the start of their turn. It says first time they enter, or first time on a turn, or the start of their turn. So that hurt twice, or just the next time.
So let me just make sure. Fill the earth spinning there. Each side, creature takes, and they enter the spell for the first time, or on a turn. Okay, so the damage would have happened at the start of her turn.
So just one damage instance.
But but if she stays there, it'll hit her again
Next turn. Right.
Yes. So because if it did it the other way, then she'd take way too much at this point, and that's only a second level spell.
Yeah. I kind of figured, but I just want to be sure.
So yes, now these swarm of rats are coming up onto you. As you're being, these rats just start pushing up against you. Your armor is able to fend off some of them, and using your stylus with the blade, your blade singing, you're able to use your weapon in a way to just parry them away from you just enough to prevent you from taking any damage. And now she moves out of the cloud of daggers. So, because she doesn't want to be there anymore.
Reasons.
And just keeps moving back another 30 feet.
How big is this arena, like, lengthwise?
It was like 200 lengthwise, so she'd be getting close to the edge by now.
Alright.
But, yeah, so you moved up like 45. She's like 75 feet away from you at this moment. Still playing these flutes. Your turn. You can still see rats coming on the scene.
I will move forward 45 feet, which will get me within 30 feet of her. And I will cast Maximilian's Earthling Grasp.
Okay.
And she has to succeed on a strength save. Otherwise she'll be restrained and take 2d6 bludgeoning.
As the hand comes out of the ground to grab her, she just nimbly rolls out of the way, and it fails to connect with her.
Alright, I will also cast Shadow Blade as a bonus action.
Can that be done in bonus action?
Yeah. Also, this can be... I imagine this would be considered brightly lit, the arena, even though it's later in the day.
Yeah, they would have some
Torches.
drift globes in the area to keep it lit so people can see.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just when you hit with it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. 30 feet away from her, and yes, that was your turn. It is hers again. The swarm is still upon you, with the second one closing in fast. And once again, a similar scene plays out as they just cannot seem to connect with your skin at all.
The big fat rat comes flying at me and I cut it in half midway.
Yes, you're cutting a lot of the smaller ones and parrying most of them just to keep them off of you. And just the second one attempts to hit you as well. This time, you played song. What's up with your AC at the moment?
17.
Yes, just
Or no.
it was.
Yeah, 17.
It was even closer this time, but they're still not able to connect with your skin and pierce you at all. So it is once again back to your turn. There are two swarms upon you. She is 30 feet away from you. If you try to move, you will be provoking attacks of opportunity. But she is looking roughed up at the moment.
I'll provoke the attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
Move 45 feet, or well, 30 feet to get to her.
You were up on her now. You were able to fend off the rats, and now you're right up on her. 30. You're within melee range.
I will do an overhead slash with the Shadow Blade.
Alright, roll your hit.
And also, I assume I can cast cantrips as well with this spell. Because this is a concentration.
As long as you don't
spell.
cast another concentration, but if you're using your action to attack her, then that's that.
So I couldn't use the cantrips as well with that attack?
You can't hit her with the blade and the cantrip.
Okay.
Unless the cantrip is a bonus action. Which I'm sure it's
None
not.
of them are, yeah. Natural 1.
Well, that's the second time that's happened. What level was the spell you were using?
Second.
Second level.
Second level. Transmutation. No, not transmutation. Illusion.
As you raise your shadowy blade in the air and attempt to strike it down upon her, something goes awry. Magical energy just bursts out of the weapon itself, affecting both you and her. What?
What did you roll?
It's funny, but okay.
Whenever the DM reacts like that, you're like, oh, this is either good or bad. I don't know yet.
Firstly, because this time it was an actual spell and not a cantrip, the two of you end up taking 16 points of damage as the spell bursts, hitting both of you. Her symbol goes off, which declares the match over, but before that happens, suddenly a unicorn is summoned onto the field next to you.
Keep that motherfucker!
And it is just there.
Skull tries to go pet it. Skull tries to pet it!
Skull jumps out of the crowd into the arena. And
Yeah, pretty much that.
Declaring the match. As she falls to the ground with her symbol being burst, you notice that the rats just start dispersing immediately as she's no longer controlling them. And suddenly you see Skull rushing into the arena towards your location.
I try to.
The referee is trying to calm things down, pointing towards stop.
Skull, you're gonna
Match
get
is over.
Points to the unicorn.
The match is over. Return to your seating.
He points to the unicorn!
I try to reach out to the unicorn and see how it reacts. And it's gonna gore me and kill me.
You fucking might. You brought it into existence. It might just view you as a mob.
It is definitely confused, looking around and doesn't know what to make of the situation. And as the referee is trying to get Skull to calm down and not just rush out into the fight, even though it's over at this point,
I want this unicorn!
Is this the same one that you saw before?
she saw a Pegasus before.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was a Pegasus.
okay.
We can
But,
breed them and make pegacorns.
It's an unicorn.
No, pegacorn sounds cooler.
Does it?
Yeah.
Sounds dirty.
No.
Sounds like really begging.
Pegacorn.
Yes, that was a joke. I don't mind it. Thank you. Good night. You're all leave. Make an animal handling check, something I'm not good at.
It's a good thing it doesn't last very long. It goes away after a minute.
No!
Is it
Skull's gonna be
like
so
a phantom
defeated.
steed or is it an actual
It's an
unicorn?
actual unicorn that's just there. But, yeah, it's just minding its own business at the moment.
Like I said, I tried to calmly reach out to it.
Animal handling, why not?
That's a 13.
It
Has your drink?
doesn't come towards you, but it doesn't run away. It's just kind of...
Can I try to get him to come towards me?
I think that first.
Sure.
Me first. Book. 15.
I do have to ask a question, though. Is this really within Skull's character, or is this Jill wanting the unicorn?
He really liked the Pegasus, and this one's kind of like the Pegasus. And plus, I won't lie, he's already thinking about trying to get it so he can give it to Anna. So...
It just kind of wanders off in the direction of Skull a bit. But not long after it starts moving around and things are... The crowd was aghast as this sudden horse appeared and things are
a
starting
unicorn at that?
Yeah. But slowly but surely it seems to start turning into dust and just fading away.
Is there something else?
As it was moving towards you, Skull, it turned to dust and vanished.
It's just kind of devastated. He's just gonna hang his head and walk back.
It's about to touch his hand and it just
Rating of the
evaporates.
unicorn.
5?
Yeah.
It would have fucked your day up.
It would have.
If I had rolled any lower, it would have been aggressive.
The match is over, but Rotoris is the one that died.
Yeah. Your match is declared over. You won. Congrats.
Is there something else you would rather me
No,
take?
that's fine.
I just imagine that like just the shadow blades like went unstable and made a big burst of black, and then just out of that blackness, a fucking unicorn is just kind of standing there looking confused.
Yeah.
Now you just have to be like, I totally meant to do that.
You're just picturing you're getting ready to swing the blade. There's just like this fart noise and poof of like cloudy smoke, and then out of the like black smoke, just unicorn, chill out.
But now you can use that to intimidate your future opponents. Be like, don't make me call that unicorn.
So how exactly did this affect my my betting chances? So like, I mean, there's betting going on this. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, there are betting chances. This would be a definite turn event for you, as you are now seen as a more unpredictable person.
See, I thought he was a wizard, but apparently he's a fucking wild mage.
No, I'm pretty sure they knew exactly what happened when you swung that blade.
Some would, not everyone.
Unicorn.
Once
So is
again,
Mundy getting in on the betting?
he's definitely getting in on selling food.
I'm sure bet on me.
Wasn't particularly betting.
I just about guarantee that my fight was the most entertaining. It went on longer than both of yours and Unicorn.
True.
Like, come on.
The unicorn's pretty cool. I'm sitting up in the crowd like...
Yes, the first day of the tournament, after a few more matches, the first day comes to a close.
I didn't know you could summon a unicorn. Why the hell haven't you been doing that all the time?
I said I didn't either.
So, any particular things of interest before you turn in for the night?
I say, do I have a bunch of people asking me about the unicorn?
Yes, there are all sorts of fans, if you will, coming up, wondering what other sorts of wondrous things you can do and if they can see the unicorn again.
I say, I burned that spell slot and you have to wait. It's not always a unicorn, sometimes it's other things. You just watch tomorrow and you should see something more interesting.
False promises. Promises.
You don't know. It could be true.
So far, his failures have resulted in group victories, so...
Well...
I mean, he still took a hit himself, you know.
He gets healed, though.
I just shook it off. Just acting like it didn't hurt even though I nearly died.
Look at this.
That's actually, technically goes over half my health and damage.
Oof.
Ow.
But
Did you
yes,
pass out?
Did I?
roll cons. No,
Yeah.
no. It's already over. The events happened. You know,
I had 20 minutes later.
you were too stunned by the unicorn to pass out.
You stood your ground, and then as soon as you got off the field and like out of the view of the crowd, you're just like, "Is anybody watching? No."
So yes, the first day of the tournament comes to a close.
I named the unicorn Daryl.
Nice.
For anyone staying at an inn, you have to pay for another night.
Nerds.
I want to try to negotiate a discount since I did so well in the tournament and I'm such a good fighter. I'll walk up to the innkeeper like, "Did you see the fights today?"
Yes, there were some amazing contestants.
"Yeah, did you see mine? That was the second fight."
Were you the tiefling with the wings?
What?
No, that's not me.
Oh. Which one were you?
Maybe you missed it. It was over very quickly.
Oh, the gunslinger. I think that's what he called it.
No, that's not me either.
Then I walked.
I was the other quick one.
You! The man with the unicorn!
Upstaging me.
As people that happen at the beginning of the day don't get as recognized as the people that happen at the end.
My match was over in like 2 seconds also.
I say too, Rotoris would know how to play it.
We weren't
well.
sure what was going to happen. It looked like you guys weren't doing much to either each other, but then suddenly...
There was a fucking unicorn!
What happened? Can you do it again?
Sometimes.
He's my friend.
Yeah.
They do have matching symbols.
That is true.
You were attempting to bribe, so...
Oh, did Anna want one of my symbols?
if you offer, she
I would have offered it to her.
Yes, where are you going to put the symbol on her?
Wherever she would want it.
Where do you recommend?
Where did yours go?
Did you put it across my face or mask or whatever?
Was
Or
it?
did you put it on my chest?
I think it was on your chest, because his was on his
This
face.
is on his face, and I don't know.
Mine's on my shoulder.
She'll
Depends on what she's wearing, I suppose.
She's got squint mail on, but she'll want it on her right shoulder.
Okay.
But yeah. Fenriz was attempting to bribe for a cheaper price, and then you walked up.
Fuck, I throw down 8 silver and fucking walk away.
As
This motherfucker upstaging me.
can you blame him?
No, I mean, that unicorn was cool as fuck. I was just trying to save a little bit of money.
Alright. The night goes on.
It looks like you have a pickle of the dark eggplant in your own.
Taurus, are you still staying in an inn?
Yeah.
You also have to pay.
I already have.
Okay. However, during your nights, you have a dream.
Ah!
Once
it a
again,
unicorn?
you're in your hometown.
have a dream.
The blade is in the man's chest, bleeding out. And suddenly you hear the noise off down the alleyway. And a sudden gasp as someone has overseen something. Do you do anything?
I pull my blade out of him and run away.
As you were starting to run away, you suddenly bump into a man. You weren't paying attention. Suddenly, there's someone right there in your way. He looks down. He looks up towards you. You are both tall characters. Says, what's going on? What's the rush?
There's been an accident. I have to go get my equipment.
Ah, I see. Well, we'll need you for a later confirmation. Can I get your name so we may confirm what's going on?
Yeah, as I said last time, I couldn't think of a fake first name, so I used my character's middle name, the orc name, as my last name. So I say Rotoris Olgosh.
Can you make a quick wisdom saving throw for me?
Try again. Well, 5 and 4. So that's a wisdom save. That's a 8.
Yeah, so you speak honestly and truthfully. You give your true name, Rotoris. And he's like, yes, thank you. Please talk to the guards as soon as possible so we can confirm what's been going on. I'll seek out ahead. And just, the dream comes to an end and you wake up in the inn. It's a beautiful day outside. It's not as hot as it's been during these summer days, but it's starting to cool off a bit as it's nearly the end of summer. And yes, day 2 of the tournament. Fenriz, you are now the first match of the day. Congratulations.
As I'm walking out of the inn that morning, I turn to the innkeeper and like, don't miss my match. It'll be worth seeing.
Oh, when are you fighting?
Now.
Oh.
First thing.
I'm afraid I'm busy.
You
I
piece
can't
of shit.
make the first match.
That's
Well,
fine.
Are you going to pay my bills, sir?
I have been.
I still have to work.
Yeah, you're fair.
Have a good match.
Just turn on the
You're gonna
TV.
mark out and put who's facing who and what? Come on now.
Hold on.
Don't make me no brackets if you ain't gonna update your brackets.
Does anyone want to have any particular conversations with each other while I'm quickly doing this?
I say, have any of you been having any fuck dreams while you've been staying at the Zen?
Not this end. Like, tower fucking on and off, but... Oh, actually, can I investigate my arm a little bit and, see... With, the blood pact?
Yeah.
Does it hurt anymore? Or
It doesn't hurt right now.
is there anything else weird going on with it?
No. It looks like blood veins across your arms. And they're streaming from, the back of your hand down a bit of the forearm. And it's there.
But it doesn't hurt or anything?
Nah, it doesn't hurt right now. It feels good.
That's good.
You feel invigorated by your victory yesterday, but yeah.
Alright.
I'm only going to write down the ones for you guys, because I'm
That's
going to
fine.
write down every single thing. That would take way too much time.
I want to make sure that the symbol that Skull painted on me still looks fresh.
Yeah, he repainted that before the whole tournament stuff went down, so your fight didn't even last long. You didn't even sweat off a bit of it. It's very fresh.
Alright, cool. Represent.
So be careful that kids lose the cages.
Thank you.
So, with the updated charts, Fenriz, you're going against the opponent you saw at the beginning of yesterday. Evelyn Marthain, this cherub-looking human with winged boots. She carries this battle axe and doesn't walk anywhere. She
Do I
hovers
see
above the
her
ground.
floating around anywhere?
You do not see her at the moment. She presumably is in the locker room on the other side, getting ready.
Alright. I'll go get ready in the locker room on my side then.
Okay. After some time passes, it's starting a little later today as they don't have to go through... No, it would start just as early because they do have pretty much just as many matches as you have to do 2 matches today. So yes, very early starts, and you are being called onto the field. And you got the symbol now marked on you once again, as that faded away yesterday after several hours. But as you notice your opponent, she's hovering above the air, she's going out there, she's waving in the air and saying things like, "Lathander bless you on this day," and she is very openly proud about this man named Lathander that she keeps talking about.
She yells that to me?
She's kind of just announcing it to all who can hear.
Okay.
And as she gets up to these...
Your God sucks.
As she gets up to the
Skull breaks the silence to say your God sucks.
Are you going to say this?
No.
And
Skull wouldn't say it.
She
as much
does
as
have
I
a
wanna
response
say
to
it.
that kind of thing.
Save or die.
Lathander accepts all who are in his gracious light. And as she gets up to the line, she has this deep bow and says,
Kill this bitch.
"Why, hello there, Fenriz. I am Evelyn Marthain, and I am a paladin of Lathander, and it is my pleasure to combat you on this day."
I reach out my hand to shake her hand.
She greatly shakes your hand back and says, "May Lathander's light shine down upon us both on this day, and have a good match."
Good luck.
Oh, you should have said something about your fiendish fucking, history and, your fucking tiefling. It's hellish rebuke.
As you would probably remember, the 4th member of the party was also a tiefling. But Fenriz wouldn't know that. Anyway, so the 2 of you are at the ready, 60 feet apart from each other. Your referee says, "Are you ready?" Then roll initiative.
Oh, terrible. 9.
She barely beats you.
No.
She pulls her... She wouldn't be able to get up to you in time, so instead she flies up 20 feet, pulls out a javelin, and declares, "Lathander shines down upon you this day," as she hurls this javelin towards you.
What a bitch.
Does a 23 break your AC?
Maybe a little bit.
As you're hit by this javelin from the sky, and it deals 10 points of piercing damage into you.
Hellish rebuke.
What does that range? 30 or 60?
60.
Okay, you are able to retaliate as you will.
So she has to do a dexterity saving throw or take 2d10 fire damage.
Because you get Hellish Rebuke once per day automatically, it's at 2nd level.
Is it?
Yes. While it doesn't say it on that card, if you read it in the rules, it's for tieflings. They get
so
use it.
She would take 3d10 or half as much as she saved.
So yours are based off charisma for those particular spells.
Yeah, my spell save DC is not super high.
So it should be 13 for your Infernal Legacy. For your ranger spells, it's 11.
Okay.
So, being a paladin, very charismatic person, she is able to save just enough.
She still
to
takes
only take
half
half
as
damage.
much.
Zeros are chins, right?
So it would have done 23. So she still takes a pretty decent amount of damage from it.
Is it
You round up.
23?
Yeah.
Correct? She takes 12. As the fire engulfs her and she takes some damage from it, she does not look bloodied, but she is definitely has some burnt spots on her. It is your turn.
So you shout back, "May the fires of hell engulf you."
So I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark.
As you do, the silver lining of dust surrounds her as your spell shoots out. Does she need to make a saving of any kind?
No.
Then
Choose a
it
creature you can use within...
just happens. So yes,
Mark
there's a
is-
silver lining around her now that very hard to see to the untrained eye, but you know it's there. It's taken hold.
Okay. So then I'm going to attack with my bow.
Focus button.
No.
16.
As your arrow flies through the air, it just bounces off her chainmail.
Okay. Since it's my first round of combat, I can do an additional attack.
I am under the protection of our Lord and Savior Thunder. I cannot be defeated on this day in his gracious light.
How about a 19?
Just enough.
Hey!
So
Eat them words.
You'll be him a crab
my extra attack
I'm a
does...
fucking sleeping kitten, man.
Alright.
So this says make an additional attack which deals 1d8 extra damage and your speed is increased by 10.
Since it's just an additional, you just roll d8. You don't have any modifier.
So that's 8. However, until my spell ends for Hunter's Mark, I deal an extra 1d6 to the target whenever I hit with a weapon attack.
Alright, go ahead and roll that.
6. 14.
Alright. She is definitely looking bloodied at this point. She lets out an ow, that hurt! She flies a little... Is that all you can do?
I will use my movement to move away my entire speed, which
It's 30.
I get an additional 10 from
Alright.
my archetype.
You move away from her, alright. She is now like 40. So your total movement was what again? 40?
40.
So you're like 80 away from her. Okay. She's gonna fly her full movement towards you, putting a 50-foot gap between you and her. And you see her left hand begin glowing a golden color as it bathes in the sunlight, and she thrusts it upon her plate, her chest plate, and you can see some of her wounds just start healing up. She is no longer bloody. It is your turn.
I'm gonna shoot another arrow at her.
How old is he?
6 weeks.
Motherfuck.
If that.
I'm not doing good right now. 13.
As another arrow flies up towards her and it just bounces off her chainmail again.
I'll move away another 30 feet.
Okay. She moves another 30 towards you with the 50-foot gap and just pulls out a second javelin and hurls it in your direction. She's trying to get close enough to hit you with her battle axe, but you keep running away.
Like on the couch.
It was a 17 hit you.
Yeah, it does.
This time you end up taking 8 points of piercing damage as the second javelin slices through you. It is your turn. So you moved once so far, correct? Or did you move twice now?
I've moved twice. I've moved a total of 70 feet.
Okay. You're still like 100 from the edge of the wall. That's assuming you just keep moving backwards.
Is there... You said there were some small trees and stuff.
Yes, you could attempt to hide.
I wanna... How far away are they from me?
You could get there just using normal movement.
Okay, yeah, I'll head towards those, and fire another arrow at her.
Alright, go ahead and roll your to hit. You are now behind half cover.
22.
Yes, this one definitely hits her.
Yes. So my longbow does 11. Since I still have Hunter's Mark, I do an additional d6. Which is not a lot. 13.
She is once again bloodied. Not as much as she was before, but she is definitely looking very worse off. And she moves. She starts moving in your direction again. She's still not close enough to hit you with her battle axe, but she is going to attempt to throw a third javelin at you. And this time, as she's running up the javelin, you can see this magical glow upon it as she hurls it towards you. Does a 14 break your AC?
It meets.
Ooh.
As the javelin hurls towards you, it just grazes off you, dealing a little bit of damage, but not enough to get the full blow. Dealing 8 points of magical damage as some of it pulsated off the javelin onto you.
Bitch.
How are you looking? Are you bloodied yet?
Oh yeah.
It is once again your turn. She's like 30 feet away from you. You're behind, half covered. Actually, I guess you're more like 40 feet. Something like that.
So I'm 40 feet away from her, you said?
Yeah. She is closing in as fast as she can.
Oh, I was gonna ask. It's too late now, but the area of silence, when you have a silence spell, would that prevent that pipe from being able to cast its magic?
It would prevent any kind of spells that require vocal.
Does the pipe, like a pipe of magical weapon, require vocal?
I think it might. I'd have
Makes
to
sense
check.
to me. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, I mean, since the spell comes from the pipe, I would assume it would require vocal. So yes, it would cancel that out.
I'm gonna fire another arrow.
All right.
Pardon.
15.
15 hits. Another arrow bounces off her armor.
Fuck's sake, just killed this bitch.
I'm fucking trying!
Try harder. Mister was talking all that shit for 2 weeks, wouldn't shut
I
up.
can't help that I'm fucking rolling shit against someone with a high AC.
Okay, is that all you can do?
That's all I'm gonna do. I want to try to stay behind cover.
Okay, you stand behind cover.
What a fancy looking knife.
She moves closer toward you. She's still not within melee, so she pulls out her final javelin and hurls it towards you, striking you once again. She already did that. This time, as the javelin pierces into you, dealing 5 points of damage, you need to make a strength saving throw.
His eyes are open.
8.
You find yourself restrained as these vines spewed out from the javelin, holding you in place.
Yeah, I'm fucked. That's awesome.
It is your turn.
What will our hero do?
Still attempt to use your training points that you've been neglecting.
What can we do with those again?
I gave you these to help you in the fights. Okay. You can expend a point to use it to help your save. You would roll d6 and add that number to either your saving throw, your ability to hit, your ability to hit, your ability checks. If you use it on a reaction, you can increase your AC temporarily. And I know you have at least 3 because they gave you each 3 for your level. Plus, I know you've accumulated some over the last week of training.
Did she move closer?
She's like 10 feet away from you.
But I can't move. Unless I
Not
struggle
unless you
against
break
it.
out of this. It is your turn. You can attempt to break it.
You've already done your hellish rebuke, didn't you?
You've still got one more fight today if you make it.
I know. That's what fucking sucks.
Now, while you get the hellish rebuke once as a free action, a free thing, if you want to expend one of your spell slots to do it again, you can. It would just be at whatever spell slot you use.
I'm gonna cast Hail of Thorns and fire another arrow at her.
Alright.
24.
Your arrow pierces her again.
5. Hail of Thorns means she has to make a dexterity saving throw. Or she takes 1d10 or half as much on a successful save.
Okay. So what is the damage from the throw?
9.
And you're so what was your first attack damage?
5.
Okay, and 9 from the other one. As the magical spell pierces her, it did not as effective as you were hoping. She is still standing in the air.
She's still bloodied.
She's very bloodied at this point.
Okay.
Are you wanting to move somewhere else or stay at half cover?
I mean, I can't move right now.
Right. You'd have to use an action or a movement to try and break the restraints upon you. And if there's nothing else you can do, move on to her turn.
Would I be able to use my movement to drink a potion?
No.
Damn.
Can't that be used as a bonus? Did you already use your
No,
bonus?
potions are an action.
Oh, are they? I thought they were bonus.
They can't be ready a potion with a bonus action and then bonus action on next turn. It's already open.
He uses action to attack.
Right. I'm just saying.
If you use 2 bonus actions to ready the potion and then the second bonus action to drink the potion.
He wouldn't be able to do it because he had to use both hands to use his bow.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
fair.
She moves up towards you, this time wielding her battle axe, and you can see it glow a familiar color.
I want to use reaction to up my AC.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d6 and mark 1 point off your training. What is that for your total at?
16.
With the half-cover bonus you have of +2, and the training point you expended, you narrowly dodge the axe as it slams down in the ground next to you and bursts out in energy. It is your turn. Used 2 of those.
She's past bloodied, right? She's
Oh,
pretty
she
fucked up.
very, very bloodied at this point.
Are we talking like if she was a 1 out of 10, she was about a 5 points of HP?
It's a very close number you've got. I don't know. I think if Fenriz were able to land a hit, it might turn out in his favor.
Oh.
I am going to cast Zephyr Strike.
You're using a 3rd spell slot for the day?
I fucking am, which sucks.
Oh, how are you going to survive the fight against the other evil one?
I don't fucking know. Okay.
That kind of sucks.
It does, but I have 6 HP, motherfucker. If I take 1 hit, I'm dead. So with Zephyr Strike, I can give myself advantage on an attack. 18.
That meets, and for our hero, your attack lands. As it just narrowly nicks her in the shoulder, just above where the armor was protecting her.
You accidentally snagged her jugular. Ooh.
So that does 9. The Zephyr Strike lets me add an additional 1d8 of force damage.
Okay.
Ooh, max.
So 17 total. 8 of its force damage.
I think you only needed 5.
Oh, I was spot on. Hell yeah.
As the arrow pierces into her, the symbol immediately bursts and she falls from the ground.
Falls from the
From the
ground?
ground?
Falls to the ground.
He just starts floating in the air.
I wish. Oh, it's like whenever you have
The
those
boots
bad,
just go out of control and just drag her up.
like ragdoll physics where the fucking corpse just takes off and you're just like, bye.
Yep.
And she lands on the ground with a thud and just... Oh my stars, I was not expecting that.
And that's
How does Lathander deal with that, huh? Lathander, whatever the fuck his name is. You dumb god.
Lathander is grateful to have such strong warriors such as yourself.
Am I still fucking
Hail Satan.
trapped by these vines or whatever the hell's got me?
No, as soon as she landed on the ground, her concentration broke and the vines were free.
Because she died, quote unquote.
She's at 1 hit point, technically. But yeah. The match is over. You declared the victor. Congrats on beating a level 3 paladin.
What level is his next opponent?
4. It goes up.
What was my first opponent?
Everyone started with 2.
You're making it harder for us?
Yeah, as the better fighters
Sounds like
continue on.
shit!
Sounds like a fucking tournament to me.
Sounds like a gay-ass tournament.
We're the main characters. We're supposed to win.
Why are we here? We're too low level. We need to have that point where we go on a month break where we get extra training because for some reason plot demands it because we went into this far too early.
So,
You had a whole month to get ready.
You're supposed to have a month in the middle of the tournament. Have you never watched a tournament show?
look, they don't actually have a month in the middle. It just seems like it because they have a million fucking side things going on.
No, the Naruto one, they did have a month.
That's because it's Naruto and it's dumb as fuck.
Well,
Naruto.
it's still a
Well,
tournament.
consider this the final phase of the Naruto tournament. Jeez.
Yay.
You had a whole month. Rotoris spent
How much-
more time than everyone else working on training, so he has more points to use on those abilities.
How much time
And I also have dual
do I have
specialization
until my next match?
after mine.
You've got a while. Let's see. Your next match will start at midday.
I'm gonna run into town real quick. Well, no, there's vendors and stuff around, right?
Yeah, they're
What
all
a-
vendors from all around the local area. You see all the familiar ones from Idaho, but you're seeing a bunch of others, ones that you wouldn't normally find here.
I want to see if I can find some potions and maybe some scrolls to buy.
Remember how expensive scrolls were?
They're
Yeah,
really
I'm
They're
aware.
expensive.
Look, I might be sucking some dick to get into this next round,
He is-
okay?
He's the best.
I see he has triple expertise in that.
Yeah.
She had a Cure Wounds ability that I was going to use on her next turn as her final spell for the day.
I really wish I hadn't cast that last spell.
I mean, you needed it though to hit.
Would you have hit without it?
No, I would not have.
So there you go.
So,
Why couldn't I roll better? If I would have just rolled better, I wouldn't have needed half that shit.
Said everybody playing D&D ever.
I rolled so good the first round. Wasted that 20 on a weakling.
yeah, he was only armed with a wand of web.
Why the
Anyway,
hell did they enter the tournament? That's all they had.
because they also had a sneak attack.
Oh. Well.
Well.
So, Fenriz is running around the market, desperately looking for something. Once again, you hear the thunderous crack radiate through the tournament as William Cartwright has won another match.
I need to get that motherfucker's weapon.
Bet it.
Hmm?
Bet for it.
This time you're hearing about other characters. A human named Sherry who
Oh, wow,
is
so many.
summoning lightning through her mace.
Witch!
To do...
Burn the witch.
You're actually hearing about a tabaxi named Bat, who's
Actually.
casting spells.
What time of day is did that first fight take place?
That was the very first
Yeah, it
fight.
was the very first.
Like roughly time-wise, like 8 o'clock?
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay.
sure.
Morning then.
Well,
Morning.
to make sure he didn't have enough time to do like a long rest in between.
Probably does not have time for a long rest before his next fight for the day. He
Can I
could probably
find-
get half a rest and maybe get a spell slot back.
Get some sleep on.
But let's do several more matches. You're hearing about a tiefling flying around in the air, shooting a bow. There's an elf wielding 2 hand axes, just slicing through her opponents. And now we are on to Skull. You're going up against a man named Paulton Seppa. What you've seen of this man so far is, that could have been Mundy's fight, but Mundy didn't want to play. So,
Yeah, fuck that guy.
do this. You know him to be a 6'2" 2-inch tall human male with short blonde hair and blue eyes. He has a light skin tone, a bit of a regular build, with a charming face, and on his back there are some bagpipes. And one unusual thing you overheard about him is that he didn't actually fight his first opponent. He simply talked to them and they gave up.
Oh.
Skull's gonna put beeswax in his ears. He's a smart boy. He has an 18 intelligence. He can back it.
Well, this stuff is going.
He may have lost his weapon though.
Can I try to find